Bonjour, ça va? My name is Zhao Yang. I'm a student in human resources management. So lately, a lot of my friends they have been asking me how they should apply for an internship because I got my offer in Paris. So I'm doing this video to share with them, or maybe to share with you, if you are trying to find an internship in France or in Europe in general. I will speak about that later, but now I want to give you a few general ideas about when we should apply for our job and when we should do our preparation and then apply. In France, things work differently because the employment law in France actually protects the interest of the employee. So that means the HR or the company they couldn't just fire at will. So if they want to fire someone, they have to give them like 3 or 6 months notice, and then they can post the job description on the public channel. And the recruitment process takes like a lot of time. Usually, they would usually it would take about 3 months to 6 months for them to hire a candidate. Now let me answer your question. When should you do your preparation and when should you apply? Well, the answer is very simple. If you want to apply for an internship in France, I mean, right now we're talking about France, you have to go and check your program, maybe introduction or program outlook, because for each school, for each program, you have a certain level of, you have maybe 2 semesters to finish, and then you have to do your internship, and then you can do your maybe graduation thesis, and then you can have your degree. So it's actually based on your personal situation. For example, in general, a lot of the business students they are required to do a end of year study internship around maybe I mean starting from May to July or August, and this internship usually takes about 5 to 6 months. If that's the case for you as well, meaning you have to start your you have to start your internship in July or maybe in June. You have to apply for jobs 3 months prior to this start of date. So that means you have to start send out your application in March or maybe in April. However, a lot of the business schools they will have their exam around April. I mean, it's usually end of April or in the middle of April. That means you should prepare your application earlier because basically in April you will spend all your time on the exam preparation. I doubt you will have a lot of time send out new applications. So in March, I mean I would advise you to start your application, um, and that's usually the case. However, there's something more that I want to share with you. Us as the international students, I feel like we already know the difficulties of getting an internship or a job in France, um, and now you understand how early we should do our preparation. However, it is usually very true that the first month of your application, you will get maybe 100% of rejection letters. So it's like you apply, and you just get rejection letter. And even for the rejection in France is different because here is the time frame. Usually the French administration either is in the public sector or in the private sector. It takes a whole long time. For example, you send out your application um, on the 1st of March, and you will get your rejection letter maybe in the end of March. So you know what I mean? It takes the company about 1 month to send you the rejection letter, and the rejection letter is usually telling you that, hey, we already selected other candidates, or they will just tell you that your profile is not a match compared to what they are looking for, or some other bullshit reply. But basically, the idea is there that you get rejected, and it takes the HR about 1 month to notify you. So what should you do? I guess that you have to know this as a fact. There is nothing we can do to actually change it. So as long as you know this process, you have to do a lot of preparation for yourself. That means that you should know that the first month of your application is just like a trial case for yourself. You're just testing the water to see whether the direction of your application is correct, or whether the company you're applying for is actually within the right target. Because sometimes you apply for the big company and you get a lot of rejection, then you should know that maybe the big company, they have other kind of criteria, they have other kind of requirements. So you should maybe also look for the internships from some kind of medium-sized company, or you can try to apply for jobs with a lot of startup companies in France. So that's the information I wanted to share about when you should do your preparation and when you should do your application. And I hope my sharing is beneficial to you as well. So in my next episode, I will share more about how to apply for internship in France and in Europe. So I hope it helps. Goodbye, au revoir.